This holiday season felt busy before it even started. I don't know if it's just me, but there has been so much noise this year. Everywhere I look, I see another influencer decorating their Victorian-era mansion, or building the perfect burr basket, or debating what really counts as Ralph Lauren Christmas. And it has been hard for me to put aside the noise this year. So today, I'm craving something simple, something slower. So pull up a chair, cozy up with me, and let's talk about some of my favorite ways to create a low-cost, low-waste Christmas. One that's rooted in slowing down, savoring the season, honoring simplicity, connecting to my roots, and finding the magic in the everyday. I've always been somewhat of a minimalist. Even living in a fast-paced city, I've always found the most joy in slow, intentional moments like this one. I have also always been somewhat of a Christmas enthusiast, to say the least. There's just a special kind of magic this time of year. The lights, the jingle bells, the holiday gatherings of family and friends. But as an adult who lived alone and traveled to visit family every winter, I never really decorated my own home for the holidays, until a few years ago. I was starting to feel like the season was losing its sparkle, so I decided, for the first time, that I was going to become someone who decorates for Christmas. And as a minimalist, I wanted to be really smart and intentional about it. I wanted to get it right. So I curated a small, tasteful collection of my most perfect holiday decor. I made a map of how everything was going to lay out in my apartment and designed it to my exact liking. It was a very classic and cozy display of garland and lights and festive touches. But at the end of the day, it didn't feel like the warm, nostalgic Christmas I had imagined. It just felt like my normal apartment, but with more stuff in it. It didn't have any magic or meaning because even though it was beautiful, when all was said and done, it was just a bunch of sparkly plastic I got at Target. The next year, I did things differently. I committed to a plastic-free Christmas. I challenged myself to see if I could have a Christmas where everything was handmade, recycled, and compostable. And that changed everything for me. I felt so much more connected to the season because of the intention that I put into my decorations. Honestly, I never looked back. Now it is a seasonal practice for me. Every year, as summer turns to fall, I start making and baking and crafting as a way of getting my home ready for winter. And it just makes me a different kind of happy, a deeper kind of happy. Because everywhere I look, I see a decoration and I think, I made that with my own 2 hands. These dried orange slices are one of my favorite winter rituals. I love oranges for their long history as a symbol of hope and resilience, and as a sunny way to bring a little warmth into the home during the cold winter months. You can use a dehydrator, but I love making them low and slow in the oven. Sure, it's way more work, but it makes me feel so much more connected to the process. And it's a great way to take that little chill out of the air early in the season before you're ready to turn on the heat. You can use them to make garlands or to add a little warm touch to your winter greenery. I also love adding them as gift toppers, which is not only beautiful, but feels like a little nod to the traditional Christmas orange. If you celebrate Yule Oranges represent the sun and are a great addition to any Yule ritual. Today, I'm tying these slices into ornaments for our tree. And the best part is that at the end of the season, there are so many ways to use these. You can store them in an airtight container and reuse them as decorations year after year because trust me, they last forever. Or you can do what I do and store them in your cupboard to use in your cooking and your cleaning and your crafting and your homemaking for the entire year until it's time to make more. My favorite way to use them is to add some to my New Year's Eve simmer pot to call in abundance and prosperity for the new year. You can also use them to make homemade tea or orange marmalade, or to add flavor to soups and stews and braises and oatmeal. You can add them to ice water for an infused drink, or to mulled cider or mulled wine for a warmer, festive flavor. Chop them into small pieces to add to granola or salads, or grind them into a powder and use as a dry rub for meat or fish, either on their own or mixed with herbs and spices. You can also eat them whole, either plain or dipped in chocolate and sprinkled with salt for a sweet, crunchy snack. And I've never tried it, but I have wondered if I could rehydrate them enough to make traditional candied orange slices. Let me know if you've ever done this. Maybe I'll give it a shot this year. They also make excellent garnishes for drinks, cakes, desserts, charcuterie boards. Use them to make an infused olive oil, or soak them in vinegar for a homemade all-purpose cleaner. You can add them to a bath, either whole or ground up and mixed into bath salts. They're also great for enriching compost, as long as you're not using worms, or for offering as a treat to your local wildlife. Just be sure to research the wildlife in your area so you know it's safe for them. And with so many uses, one of my favorite things to do is to package some up in a pretty jar with a ribbon and give an excellent New Year's gift that symbolizes prosperity and abundance. I love decorations like this because they get to have a second life long beyond the holiday. But I also love when my decorations themselves are the second life. I love watching recycled cardboard boxes turn into a gingerbread village, or wrapping paper scraps become a paper chain, or egg cartons become painted star garlands. Crafting like this feels so grounding for me, especially when the world outside starts to slow down. It connects me to an older way of living, using what you have on hand instead of relying on fancy tools or materials. And you don't have to be a talented artist to make something meaningful. These decorations are meant to be rustic. Their charm lies in their imperfection. When I was younger, we would visit my grandparents on the East Coast for Christmas, and some of my favorite childhood memories are waking up to the glow of the Christmas tree in the early morning. I would lay there curled up under my blanket with a very small dog snoring by my side, as the smell of coffee and burnt English muffins wafted into the room, listening to the grown-ups talk about everything and nothing while they sat around the kitchen table eating Mémé's homemade gourton, a sort of Christmas ritual. I remember the first year that I was old enough to try Mémé's gourton. Gourton, which I can only say in a ridiculously thick French-Canadian New Englander accent, is a traditional French-Canadian spiced meat spread. It's typically made with pork, but my mémé made hers with turkey, and served on toast as part of a traditional Quebec breakfast. I absolutely hated it. But I pretended to love it because as the youngest, it was very important to me to be seen as one of the grown-ups. A complex that was reaffirmed for me this year when talking to my brother about this memory, and he confessed that as an adult, he actually totally loved it. Now, as an adult reconnecting with my Quebecois roots, I think I might make a batch this year and give it another shot. This is the kind of thing I think we lose track of as we get older. What makes the holidays so special to begin with? We get so wrapped up in the idea that it's all about aesthetics, that Christmas is all about making your home look cozy and festive. So we chase the decor, the plastic garlands, the tartan pillowcases, the perfect color palette. But when I step back to think about why Christmas felt so magical when I was younger, it has nothing to do with how the room looked. It was the smell of my mémés gratin drifting in from the kitchen. It was watching my parents exchange their kitschy inside joke ornaments every Christmas Eve, or the way my grandmother's face would light up with mischief as someone opened one of her infamous prank gifts. Those were the moments that made it feel like Christmas. Not the decor, not the shopping, not the presents. And now, as an adult, I want to build a holiday that leans on traditions like that, because that's where the magic of the season really lies.
Mistletoe, fireworks and Christmas lights, freezing in the snow, and how you used to tell me that everything's alright. Held me close beside the fire, made a wish upon a star. Such a magic time.
One of my favorite parts about embracing a compostable Christmas, so to speak, is that I get to fill my home with nature instead of plastic. There's a reason we bring greenery indoors this time of year. The tradition is as old as we are. Evergreens have been a symbol of life and resilience since long before Christmas existed. When everything else is turning cold and bare, trees like pine and fir and spruce keep their life, and plants like holly, juniper, rosemary, and poinsettias don't just keep their life, but actually thrive and become brighter in winter. Bringing some of that life indoors makes the dark winter months feel less empty. It reminds us that spring will return. And that's a reminder I have really needed this year. My partner and I lost our apartment to a wildfire a few months ago, so we don't have a home of our own to decorate this season. But we're lucky to be staying with family this month, and we are extra lucky that they're letting us decorate the guest room for the holidays however we want. They even let us use the mini artificial tree they had in storage. This has been such a highlight for me. Not only has it given us a small sense of normalcy in a really difficult season, but it has felt so sweet to get to decorate our temporary space with things loaned from people we love. Because using what you already have is the best way to create a simple, zero-waste holiday. So even though this is an artificial tree, I'm still decorating it with living greenery, winter foliage, berries, pine cones, herb bundles, dried fruits, and flowers as a symbol of hope and resilience, and as a reminder that no matter how long, how dark, or how cold the winter is, spring will return. You just have to hang in there a little bit longer.
I look up to the sky, and I wonder if you see the same as I hope you found what you wanted, but I'm missing you. I miss the nights we had, but that's okay. I've forgiven our mistakes, 'cause in the end, yes, in the end, that's what Christmas is about.